And good evening, everyone. This is the Rooftop Sports, and here I am back for some Mariners baseball. And it has been a while since I've been here because, quote, don't quit your day job. And the last time I believe that I was here, it was the Twins game when Cole Young hit that game winner on his major league debut. I just happened to not be there on Sunday, so I've missed last two games. But I have made this Baltimore game, and now this is now my this is my 28th game of the season. And Josh, he has asked me if I'm planning to do some this weekend. I'm planning to do it on Friday. Friday is going to be my day to do it. So we'll see there. And here I am for this Mariners game. And yesterday was an absolute disaster. We saw that George Kirby got hit in the face. He is now day to day at the moment. So maybe that they'll have a second opinion on what's going to happen. So I guess we will find out. So for the starting lineup, I'll just get straight to it. We got J.P. Crawford. He is going to be playing shortstop. Then we got Cal Raleigh. He is the superstar for the Mariners right now. Julio Rodriguez batting third. Then we've got Randy Arozarena, who is batting cleanup. He's really got to get it going. Then we got Mitch Garver, who is really just bad. He's batting 204 with a home run. Then we got Dylan Moore, Donovan Solano. Great. Donovan Solano's playing, but neither is Polanco. And then we got Cole Young, who only has one hit. He is 1 for 10, so he is off to a struggling start. And then Ben Williamson and is also going to play. And as for Josh, I'm just going to be there on Friday. I'm not going to be there on Saturday and Sunday, unfortunately. It's not going to work for me. So there's that. Game will be starting in 2 minutes, and let me play a quick advertisement sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RooftopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. All right, I need to get some water. Well, right now they're playing commercial, so this game will be starting in a few moments. So right now, who we got for the starting rotation? We got Emerson Hancock, who is 2 for 2 and 2 with a 5.64 ERA. Let me see how he did in his last start with the Mariners. In his last start, it was on the 29th. The team got absolutely shelled. He only gave up 2 runs, though, so he actually pitched kind of decent. He got pulled a little bit earlier than expected, though, but he was struggling quite a bit. But he only gave up 2 runs. And then it's going to be Povich is going to be the pitcher. And top hitters for the Baltimore Orioles, we got Cedric Mullins, who's batting 232 with 31 home runs. And also, I should probably check how my microphone's going off pretty good. What a disappointment it would be. Yeah, it would be a huge disappointment if they lost today. Absolutely, Reese Beast. And Reese Beast, good to see you today. And I remember you were on my show the other day. I think it was a Friday, and I appreciate you being there. And the lineup for the Baltimore Orioles, it's going to be Jackson Holiday, Rutzman, Gunnar Henderson, the best player on the team, Ryan O'Hearn, Urias, Kauser, Mayo, Kerstad, and Carlson. And we got Emerson Hancock. He is one of the starters for the Mariners. He is stepping up. He's been forced to step up due to all the injuries of the starting rotation. Got Emerson Hancock. He's mostly known for his sinker, changeup, fastball, and the slider. Would like to probably see him do more of the slider because he pitches a lot of fastballs and sinkers, so maybe he should change it up. He does use a changeup, though. All right, we got Emerson Hancock. We're about to start in just a few moments. And this first pitch will be brought to you by SeatGeek. And I've already seen six people on the show. And just want to say, if you can donate to this channel, goal will be 50. So let's get to that magic number. And this first pitch to Jackson Holliday, here it is. And now here's a ground ball, and that's going to be a diving stop. Throw to first by Cole Young, and that's going to be in time. And that's going to be one out. Great play by Cole Young. What a play by the rookie. And that's going to be one out already on the first pitch. And now next up to the bat is going to be Adley Rutschman. Mariners are the favorite to actually win this game. Now the pitch, and that's going to be in there for a strike. That was a 95 by Emerson Hancock. Now we're at 0-1 for Adley Rutschman. And now here's the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. That's going to be strike 2 by Rutschman. And now we're at 0-2 for Adley Rutschman. His WRC plus is at 90, so he has struggled this season, as it seems. Rutschman's batting .214, not off to a good start. And now the 0-2, and that's going to be up high for a ball, 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch, and that's going to be popped up, and that should be playable. Got the shortstop, and that's going to be there to make the catch. I think that was actually Ben Williamson, by the way. Sorry about that. And now we got 2 outs. And now here is Gunnar Henderson, the best player on the team. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. Now we're at 0-1. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 2. And already Emerson Hancock's off to it so far. Now we're at 0-2. And now here's the pitch. Low for a ball. Gunnar Henderson versus righties. He has a WRC plus of 173 versus lefties only 5. That's pretty concerning. Now we're at 1-2. Wonder how badly Gunnar Henderson really is against the lefties. Versus lefties, bats 143. And now the pitch. That's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 1-2 for Gunnar Henderson. One and two for Henderson. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that is going to be a foul ball. That went to Donovan Solano. Now we're at 1-2 for Gunnar Henderson. Now we're at the 1-2, and now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is going to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the first inning, an easy 1-2-3 for Emerson Hancock, and we will go into commercial break. Stay tuned. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code ROOFTOPSPORTS to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. still in commercial break at the moment. Well, that was a pretty good first inning for the Mariners. Emerson Hancock really kept it down with his pitches. Only 11 pitches in that first inning, so a pretty easy inning. And now here's J.P. Crawford. And now here's the pitch. And that is going to be a strike. Here's Cade Povich. He's not really a good pitcher, but he has the opportunity to strike out against those Mariners. And now here's JP the pitch, and that's going to be in the strike. And now we're at 0-2 for Povich. Now we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and it looks like J.P. Crawford just slammed his bat. And that's going to be out. Yeah, J.P. Crawford, it looked like he did slam his bat. I wonder if he slammed his bat. What are you talking about, William Cook? Talking to me or talking about J.P. Crawford? I got to see if he did. And the pitch to Cal Raleigh, and that is going to be swing and a miss and a strike. That's going to be strike one for Cal Raleigh. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss right down. More like a foul tip, and that's strike two. Oh. They better tee off Cade Povich. I would agree. Now we're at 0-2 for Cal Raleigh. And he has huge numbers. Look at his WRC plus. The pitch. That's going to be a foul ball. Against lefties, he has a 191 WRC plus. And against righties, 179. And also, with all this activity here, my goal is $50 by the end of the night for donations. Now we got 0-2 count on Cal Raleigh. And Cal Raleigh is fourth in OPS in Major League Baseball. The pitch, low for a ball, 1-2. Now we're at 1-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. That was a horrible swing by Cal Raleigh. And now that's going to be 2 outs already. It was an out by J.P. Crawford and a strikeout by Cal Raleigh. And now we got Julio Rodriguez up to the plate. Now here's Julio Rodriguez batting .244. And now here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. That is 1-0 for Julio Rodriguez. Now we're at 1-0. And now here's going to be a ground ball and run as fast as you can. Julio to throw to first. And that is not in time. And Julio Rodriguez will get on base with an infield single. It was basically a glorified bunt. And now it's going to be up to Randy Arozarena to see if he can get something done. It was a nice little dribbler. And with that speed by Julio, he's got to get there. And he was safe by a mile. And now we got Randy Arozarena up to the plate. Hits leaders this season is Julio Rodriguez. But now here's Randy Arozarena. And now the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. Randy Arozarena batting .215, 7 home runs and 24 RBIs. He's off to an awful start. And now, throw back to first and not in time. Now it's 1-0 for Randy Arozarena. This series, he's batting 0 for 4. Your super chat doesn't show up. That's weird. If you have another way of supporting, you can go to my... Do you use PayPal or Venmo? And that's going to be inside for a ball. You can do PayPal or Venmo. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a big curveball for a strike. Now we're at 2-1 for Randy Arozarena. And now here's the 2-1. And that's going to be jammed up, popped up, and that is going to get the inning done. Adley Rutschman is there, and he makes the catch, and that is going to retire the side. We go to the very next inning, top of the second inning, and we will go to the next inning.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We are proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
Looks like we're getting close to being back from the break, and a very disappointing inning for the Mariners. Only the best play so far was Cole Young with his defensive play. Cole Young at least has looked good on defense. And by the way, he shaved his mustache. His mustache is now gone. Cole Young was a first-round pick of the 2022 MLB draft. And now the pitch. That's going to be outside for a ball. This is O'Hearn. He's actually has the best batting average on the team for the struggling Orioles. Now we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Now we're at 1-1 for Ryan O'Hearn. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and and Randy Arozarena is running, and he makes the catch, makes the running catch. Trade for Ryan O'Hearn. So, William, it just doesn't show up at all. Why don't you try to refresh the screen? Because I am trying to get to that $50 goal. That is the ultimate goal for me. Ryan O'Hearn is a designated hitter. Mostly does some right fielding too. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and that could be a little trouble, but JP is there, and he makes the catch, and that is already 2 outs for the Baltimore Orioles. O'Hearn is 31 years old. Don't know if he's going to really do much for the Mariners. More of a contact guy with low strikeouts, maybe, I guess. And now up to the plate, it's going to be Cowser, who's only batting 150. And the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. That fastball had a nice spin to it. And that's going to be 0-1. JP Crawford's actually batting 280 this season. He batted 202 last season. And the 0-1 outside for a ball, 1-1. And now we're looking at 1-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. That is going to be 1-1 on Colton Cowser. Now we're at 2-1. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike, 2-2 for Cowser. Let me see if I got it, William. I'll let you know if I get it. It's probably really slow internet. Now we're at 2-2 for Cowser. And now the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? He did not go. That's going to be 3-2. Hancock's at 20 pitches. Now we're at 3-2 for Cowser. And now the 3-2. Now here's a ground ball right to Hancock. Toss over the first. And that's going to be in time. Another 1-2-3 inning for Emerson Hancock. We go to the bottom of the second, and we will go to commercial break. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
Really efficient inning for 2 innings for Emerson Hancock. He is so far retired 6 in a row. And now they're talking about the Mariners, commercials, ads, whatever. And in case you can't use the YouTube Super Chat, there's also Venmo that you could use as well. And now here's Mitch Garver. And now the pitch. And now that's going to be low for a ball. Now we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. And that's going to be right in the middle for a strike. 1-1 for Mitch Garver. Now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. And that was he really did chase for that one. And that's going to be 1-2 as he fouls it. WRC plus against lefties. Mitch Garver does better, which is why he's batting rather than Jorge Polanco. Now we're at 1-2 for Mitch Garver. And now the 1-2 pitch. Low for a ball, 2-2. Now we're at 2-2 for Garver. by Povich. And now the 2-2 pitch. Now here's a ground ball. That's a foul back. He fouled it back. Now we're at 2-2, and now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike, still at strike 2. Now we're at 2-2 for Garver. And the pitch. Outside for a ball, 3-2. Now we're at 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Henderson. Throw to first. That is going to be in time. And now we got one out. Next up to the plate, I think it's going to be Donovan Solano. Nope, it's going to be Dylan Moore. Dylan Moore batting .264. He has struggled in the past few. The pitch up high for a ball. That's going to be ball 1. Now we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and foul. Now we're at 1-1. Against the lefties, Dylan Moore kills lefties better than the righties. Now we're at 1-1. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball again, strike 2. Now we're at 1-2 for Dylan Moore. And now the 1-2 pitch. It's going to be a foul ball right off of his foot. And Dylan Moore is hurt. Not hurt, but he's kind of shaken up, or I think he's okay. Now it's going to be a 1-2. And the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep left field. And is that a home run? I think that's foul. Just foul. That was really close to being a home run. Now we're at 1-2 for Dylan Moore. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. I notice it. Whenever the Mariners are close to hitting a home run but screwed over by the foul ball, they'll strike out immediately. It may have just killed his mentality. Now here's Donovan Solano up to the plate. It's batting 173, playing a little bit better. Gonna be outside for a ball. Now we're at 1-0, and now the pitch. And that's gonna be low for a ball, 2-0 for Donovan Solano. Got 2-0 for Solano. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Strike 1. Now we're at 2-1 for Solano. And the 2-1. Now here's a ground ball and foul ball by Solano. 2-2. 2-2 for Solano. And now the pitch. Now here's a foul ball. Now we're at 2-2 for Donovan. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. What were you even swinging at? And that is going to retire the side. An easy 1-2-3 inning for Baltimore. And we're going to go into the top of the third inning. Still no score.
We're making half pineapple, half tiki tiki with barbecue chicken. You put the garlic. Put the pineapple on the whole pizza. Remember, they want half pineapple, and the one is going to be tiki tiki. Tiki tiki goes pineapple, garlic, feta cheese, artichoke hearts, and the chicken. And we're going to spread some barbecue on top. And it's ready. Put it on the oven. Let it run.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May. Oh. Well, here we are. And we are back from the break. Emerson Hancock has retired 6 in a row so far. Let's hope that he just continues it. They're showing all of his outs, and now that's going to be a strike right there. And this is to Mayo, and that's going to be 0-1. Now here's the next pitch. Up high for a ball, 1-1. Now we're at 1-1. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Now we're at 1-2 for Mayo by Hancock. Now the 1-2. And that is going to be 2-2. Now we're at 2-2. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is a second strikeout for Emerson Hancock. And now we've got 1 out. Now the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. Ball 1. Now we're at 1-0. And the pitch. And that is going to be a strike, 1-1. Now we're at 1-1. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 1-2. And that's going to be a foul ball. Now at 1-2. 1-2 for Kirstad. And now the pitch. Foul ball again. He's keeping this alive. 30 pitches for Hancock so far, so he's about on par. Now we're at 1-2 for Kirstad. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball to Cole Young. He's got it. The throw to first in time, and that is going to be 2 outs already. And now next up to the plate is going to be Carlson. Carlson's batting .222 this season. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. That's going to be 0-1. We're at 0-1 for Carlson. And now the pitch. That's up high for a ball, 1-1. Now we're at 1-1 for Carlson. Now the pitch. Low for a ball, 2-1. We're at 2-1 for Carlson. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Still no score. And the 2-1 pitch. Now here's a ground ball foul. It's going to be strike 2. Now we're at 2-2. 2-2. Ground, that's a foul ball. Now we're at 2-2. 2-2. And the pitch. That's going to be foul ball again. The All-Star voting has begun, and I think some projections would say that Cal Raleigh will be the All-Star for American League if he keeps this up, especially his unprecedented production. Now we're at 2-2, the pitch. Now here's a liner to left field, and that is going to be a base hit, and that is the first hit surrendered by Emerson Hancock, and there goes the perfect game that I was kind of hoping for. And looks like Emerson Hancock is getting beat up just a little bit. He had a nice little breaking fastball, but it went into the left inning. Left pitch, left field. And now we have Holiday. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And Holiday is 0 for 1, who grounded out on his very first at bat. He hit to Cole Young. Now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball, 1-1. Now we're at 1-1. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And that's going to be strike 2. Now we're at 1-2. And the 1-2. And that's going to be outside for a ball. We're at 2-2 for Hancock. Or for Holiday. And the pitch. Outside for a ball, 3-2. And Hancock starting to throw some struggles after his first 2 perfect innings. Now we're at 3-2, full count. And the 3-2 pitch. And it's low for a ball, ball 4. Now you got runners in scoring, a runner in scoring position, but you got 2 outs, but this is where you get a little bit nervous. Now we're at Adley Rutschman, the catcher for the Baltimore Orioles. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a liner, and that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. Looks like Baltimore is starting to put their barrel on the ball. Makes me a little bit nervous after having the first 6 innings that were perfect. Or first 2 innings that were perfect. Runners in scoring position. Rutschman doesn't really do that much. And now the 0-1. And that's going to be a ground ball foul. He is 3 for 23 with runners in scoring position with 2 outs. So there is advantage to the Mariners. There's a really low chance that he will get any hits out of it. But you'd be surprised because the Mariners make the impossible possible. They're very inspiring in a very negative way. And now we're at 0-2 for Adley Rutschman. And the 0-2 pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field, and that is foul. That was a liner, but it was just missing foul. Now we're at 0-2. And the pitch. Low for that gets away, and now you got runners on second and third. Yes, there's 2 outs, but now you have both runners in scoring position. Now it gets really, really dangerous. Now we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. Now here's a liner, and that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 1-2 for Adley Rutschman. We're at 1-2 for Rutschman. Now the pitch. Now here's a liner. Oh, right to Cole Young. Ground ball, throw to first in time. And the Mariners get out of a jam. And we go to the very next inning. And that really put taxing on Emerson Hancock. Now he's on 51 pitches. Due up will be Cole Young and like J.P. Crawford and somebody. I could be wrong. But let's get into commercial break. Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
Tired today.
was a fart clicking, and it's like we're almost back from the break. Just waiting for the Mariners to get on. It's going to be Cole Young, Ben Williamson, and J.P. Crawford. Sing Along Fireworks Night on Friday the 13th. If you would like to go to that game, use my promo code Rooftop Sports for $20 off of that purchase. Don't forget to use it. And you can see it right on the ticker right there. And now here's Cole Young up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that is going to be in there for a strike. 0-1 for Cole Young. He's batting 100, only one hit in his entire time with the Mariners. Now the pitch up high for a ball, and that is going to be 1-1. We're at 1-1 for Cole Young. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep right field. And is that gone? And that is fouled. Cole Young really had it there. And my guess is he is going to strike out, because when you foul ball like that and you miss the home run by just a few inches, that really does take the confidence away. But that was a beautiful hit. It was a beautiful natural swing by Cole Young, but he literally just missed it, only for it to be a foul ball. Now we're at 1-2 for Cole Young. Can he redeem himself from that? And now the 1-2 pitch. And check swing. Does he go? He does not. And that's going to be 2-2 for Cole Young. Would really like to see Cole Young hit that home run. That would be a really good timing for it. Mariners really need any kind of magic to happen, especially against a guy with like a 5 ERA. You got to get that going. And now the 2-2. And check swing. He does not go. And that is going to be 3-2. And now we're at 3-2. And the 3-2. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. I knew it. Like, as soon as you hit that foul ball, especially when it takes a home run away, you pretty much strike out. So that's just another way of having your home run robbed. Home run robbed by the foul ball. And now the pitch to Ben Williamson. Now here's a ground ball right to second base. Throw to first. That is in time. That was Jackson Holliday making that play. And now we got 2 outs already. Just happened right in a flash. And now here's J.P. Crawford, and now the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. J.P. Crawford's batting .280 this season, 5 home runs and 22 RBIs. The question is, can he sustain that? I unfortunately have my doubts. Now we're at 1-0, the pitch. And that's going to be way outside for a ball. That's going to be 2-0 for J.P. Now we're at 2-0, the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Jackson Holliday again. The toss over the first. And once again, that is going to be in time. And we go to the top of the 4th inning. It is still no score.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We are proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
I'm out of ads at this point. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RooftopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. I'm going to have to say Randy Johnson, Kevin Kirby. I mean, he had to play for the steroid era. He was a one of a kind. Yes, Felix may have had some better numbers from time to time, but Randy Johnson had to go up against bigger hitters. So I'm going to say Randy Johnson is the best pitcher in Mariners history. He still is. Felix tried to, it just didn't happen. And I feel bad for the kid. Felix was the most tragic hero in Mariners history. And now we got Cole Young up to the plate. Or not Cole Young, that's going to be Gunnar Henderson. That's going to be outside for a ball. Emerson Hancock looking to have a little bit of a better inning. Now we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike one. Now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and that is foul back and foul. Now we're at 1-2. We're at 1-2 for Gunnar Henderson. And now the pitch. And that is going to be strike three called. That's going to be the third strikeout for Emerson Hancock. And now we've got one out in this inning. It was a nice, beautiful strikeout by Gunnar Henderson. And Cal Raleigh really framed it very well. And now the pitch. And now here's a ground ball foul by Ryan O'Hearn. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. Now we're at 0-2 for Ryan O'Hearn. One out so far. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 0-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. That is another strikeout for Emerson Hancock. Very nasty pitch. And now we got two outs. Wonder what that pitch was. It just dropped right there. I think that was like, that almost looked like a splitter, I think. Trying to figure out what that pitch even was. It was a very good pitch. It was a slider, actually. And now we got Urias. Now the pitch. And that is going to be a strike. Now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike two. So let's get to that strike three as fast as we possibly can. Now we're at 1-2. The pitch. Low for a ball, 2-2. I think Felix should be in the Hall of Fame. He had to work with basically a bunch of nothing, as that is 3-2. Now we're at full count 3-2, but let's get Ramon Urias out so we can get the Mariners going on the offense because they will have the top of their hitters, top of their offense. And now the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That is 3 strikeouts in a row for Emerson Hancock. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, still no score. And that is strikeout number 5 for Emerson Hancock. Absolutely amazing inning. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RooftopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. Now here is Cal Raleigh up to the plate as we are back from the break. And now the pitch. And a big swing and a miss. And he's just chasing everything. And that is going to be strike 1. And now we're at 0-1 for Cal Raleigh. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball foul. And he's just literally chasing everything. That was not the pitch to swing at either. Now we're at 0-2. 0-2 for Cal Raleigh. And the 0-2. And slow for a ball. He actually doesn't swing at it this time. Now we're at 1-2 for the dumper. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep right field. Is that going to be enough? And that drops. That's going to be a foul ball. And does Cal Raleigh actually get a double? I'm still debating. I wonder. But looks like we got a shaken up right fielder. William, I got nothing. Let's see if it was even fair. It actually was fair. So that's going to be a ground rule double. But it came at the cost of the right fielder crashing in the wall. And now he's thriving in pain right now. Yep, it was a fair ball, all right. But he is hurt, and you don't want to see that. But he seems to be okay. Now here's Julio Rodriguez. And now the pitch. And Ryan, before you make any more moves, let me check on my other end to see if I got anything. As we are at 0-1 at the moment. And now here's the 0-1. And that's going to be a foul ball. Yeah, looks like I got nothing, sir. I'm really sorry. I mean, my pace setting should be fine. And now the pitch. I mean, I did monetize it too. Yeah, it says monetization on, so I should be okay. Now we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. And that is up high for a ball. 2-2 for Julio Rodriguez. Yeah, my options are on right now. Now the pitch. And now here is a blooper that could go, and that is going to drop in for a base hit. And I think Cal Raleigh's going to get to third base, and Julio's at first base. And there is absolutely no out right now. No outs. And yeah, I have the settings all set up. Like it should be good to go, William. I'm sorry it's not working for you right now. And unless you have PayPal and Venmo, you can do it the other way. But now got runners on first and third. So let's focus on this one rather than money problems. But it is going to be Randy Arozarena, so I'm not feeling good about that. It's going to be up to Arozarena, the man of diamonds and showboating and poserism. He's a poser. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball as he tried to hit that home run. That was right down the middle, and he still fouls it. Now we're at 0-1 for Randy Arozarena. And now the pitch. No, it's going to be a throwback to first and not in time. And now we're at 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Now here's a fly ball to deep left center field. That should bring in the run. And he's got it. And tagging at third is Cal Raleigh. And the Mariners do get on the board, and they do take the lead 1-0 off a sacrifice fly by Randy Arozarena. Although it wasn't a home run, I will more than take it, and that will make it 1-0. And thank you very much, Randy. Oh, man. YouTube already took your money? That's insane. Talk about extortion. They're just taking all of your money? I don't know what I can do, sir. There's really nothing I can do. Just leave it there. I'm not going to force you to keep losing money just because the system is broken. And now here's the pitch to Mitch Garver. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. And now here's a ground ball, and that could be double play ball. Throw to second and the throw to first. And that is in time. And even with the hesitation, they still get the double play. But however, the Mariners do get a run out of it, and they now take a 1-0 lead. Let's see if this shows up. I covered your $50 goal. Rooftop in my... I guess we'll find out towards the end of the day. Like, I'm... Oh, start. No, it's just the... I guess I'll find out after the game. But, William, I'm really sorry for the turbulent experience. Just wonder why there's no... I'm going to check on my other end. It's really weird that it didn't even show up. It's kind of frustrating. I mean, I'm as frustrated as you are. It looks like Jay Trident Podcast. He's going to be coming in moments. He told me to send it to him on his Twitter, and I did. I really feel bad. But now we're back from the break, and that is going to be low for a ball. Trying to see if I got it. Nothing's showing up. And now the pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball. Now we're at 2-0, and that's going to be inside for a ball, 3-0. I mean, this did show up, William, and I do appreciate you being a member. And now we're at 3-0, and that's going to be ball 4, take your base. And now that's going to be a walk given up. And now we got Emerson Hancock. And now here's the pitch. And now here's a fly ball. Oh, that's just way foul. That was Mayo, who is now 0 for 1, by the way. And now we're at 0-1. Now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Now we're at 0-1. And now it's going to be throwback to first and not in time. It's 0-2, but it is 2 outs. No, that means no outs. What am I even saying? I'm just off today. Now we're at 0-2 for Hancock or for Mayo. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to center field, and Julio should be there. And he makes the catch, and that is going to be 1 away. Now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. Could be double play ball. Throw to second, and the throw to first. And that is going to be in time for the double play. And that is going to retire the side. An amazing double play done by the Mariners, started by Donovan Solano. And now we go into the bottom of the 5th inning. And it is 1-0 Mariners thus far.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We are proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
Could be some technical difficulties, Mr. William. They're talking about the double play. And William, if I were you, maybe if it's possible, maybe ask for a refund. I mean, if you do that, I will not be offended. If that's possible. Or you could, I guess, let YouTube know about it. And now here's Dylan Moore up to the plate. He is 0 for 1 right now. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is strike one. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul back, strike one. Strike two. Now we're at 0-2 for Dylan Moore. 0-2. Up high for a ball. 1-2. One and two. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Still strike two. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. And that's going to be one out. And now here's Donovan Solano. Now the pitch. And that was just right down the middle for a strike. He really should have swung at that one. And now the pitch. Now here's a liner to left field, and that is going to be a foul ball. What's with the Mariners in this foul ball business? They just cannot keep the ball fair. Like Cal Raleigh got really, really lucky. Cole Young should have had a home run too. And now we're at Donovan Solano 0-2, the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball, 1-2. Now we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. Oh, he barely misses it. And that's going to be a ball, 2-2. Now we're at 2-2 for Solano. The pitch outside for a ball, 3-2. And now the 3-2 full count. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 3-2. We're at full count, 3-2 for Solano. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Holiday. Tossed over the first in time, and that's going to be 2 outs. And now I believe next up to the plate is going to be Cole Young. Or Mitch Garver, maybe? And now here's Cole Young up to the plate looking to redeem himself after striking out. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to center field, and that is not going to go anywhere. And he makes the catch, and that is going to retire the side. We go to the next inning. It is still 1-0 Mariners. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RooftopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. So on commercial break at the moment. And Jay Trident podcast should be coming on. He says he's coming into the 6th inning. Bottom of the 6th. Should be 8 o'clock. So he's timing it pretty good. And I'm also going to be disappointed to announce that I had plans to do the NBA Finals, but I'm not going to be there due to, quote, don't quit your day job. And yep, don't quit your day job nearly killed my show today. And I'm trying to get my headphones to get Jay Trident podcast. So I can talk to him and hear him. I have everything tangled up. All right. How are we doing?
Pretty good. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you. Fantastic. Your microphone probably sounds better than mine.
Hopefully I'm not jinxing it by coming on here with 1-0 in the 6th inning and costing the Mariners a win. But, we all know it's the Mariners' fault if they don't win. It's not on us.
No, I'm not going to put the burden on ourselves. Of course not.
We deserve better.
Yeah, we do deserve better. The 0-1, that's going to be a foul ball, and that is strike 2. But yeah, I was just letting everyone know that I will not be doing the NBA Finals tomorrow because what's the magic reason?
Don't quit your day job.
Oh, too.
Or night job or
whatever life or family first or
yep.
Softball team first, too. That's another one.
Oh, always. Always.
Oh, I would totally do softball. That one I'm okay with. As we're at 1-2 for Carlson, the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. 2-2 for Emerson Hancock. He was off to a good start. He retired his first 6 batters consecutively, and then it just ended real abruptly and nearly gave up some runs. And now we're at 2-2 for Carlson, the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball again. But yeah, and due to don't quit your day job, I might even miss the entirety of the NBA Finals. And this was the NBA Finals I actually wanted because it is our ex-basketball team, our former basketball team. So that would have been fun to follow. 2-2. Now here's a blooper to left field, and Randy Arozarena, he dives and he makes the catch.
Nice catch.
Good catch by Randy, and that's the Randy that we need.
Yep.
I'm gonna say it. He's one of the best left fielders when blank. Fill the blank.
When he tries.
When he wants to be.
When he wants there not same thing.
I wonder if we'll have room for Immaculate Grid. Maybe we can do like a minute blitz run.
Yeah, I could do one during the break. Yeah, during the
whenever time runs out, we just go with it. And now here's the pitch, and that's gonna be a foul ball. And of course, since you have more subs than me, oh great, Gabe Spires in the bullpen. No disrespect to him, but that means Dan Wilson may pull the plug on him real soon. I mean, he is on 80 pitches, so it might make sense. But I think I want to see if he can go to 90 at least.
He probably will. He'll probably get to 90 here. So, and this is such a lefty heavy lineup with the I'll say Brewers. I don't know why the Orioles,
Baltimore.
I didn't realize he was already at 83. I thought he was lower than that.
It was one of those innings when he had runners on second and third at the most.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's going to be a ball. So I think I think we will get our wish of 90 pitches. So you know what they
Yeah.
say: be careful what you wish for.
Right.
And I do have the immaculate grid ready to go, and you really did destroy me on that. And that's going to be outside for a ball. Let's see if I can get the win this time.
As long as I don't get the Mariners.
Yep. Now we're at 3-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. And Jackson Holiday could not believe it. He thought that should have been a ball. You know, yeah, that's how I felt about all those games. I felt like as if the Emperor was like, execute Order 66 on your live streams. And now we're at 3-2. And now the pitch. Now here's a liner and fouled. So yeah, I could miss the entire NBA Finals. I might even miss the game clincher. Okay, if it's a clinching game, I'm willing to be late for that. If it's a game clincher, I'll be late for it.
I don't follow the NBA, but from what you told me, it sounds like this might be a 4-game series. So,
and you know, it'd be the biggest double whammy. Not only does Oklahoma win, but then Adam Silver goes, "Nope, sorry, no expansion." Oh, right. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Or he could say this: nice. Hey, good news, we have expansion for 2 cities, but it's not Seattle. Just imagine that, and then we for sure won't have a team ever again.
Right.
Even after getting a new stadium, it might just not be enough. I don't know. It's just crazy. Like going back to 2008, we had every bit of opportunity to save our team. We had all the billionaires in Seattle with their tech companies, and no one stepped up until it was basically a foregone conclusion. And I don't know. The fate still rests in whoever's hands to get a team. Now we're at 1-0, and I do want the opportunity to expand my YouTube channel into the NBA, the 1-0. And I have shown some glimpses of potential because I have made some videos about the Sonics, about Dennis Rodman, a little bit of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. I did that too. And 18,000 people saw it. And they're like, yeah, Angel Reese was a flopper. And knee bounds, if you've heard of that. It's how it's a joke about rebounds.
The offensive rebounds.
Oh, and a fly ball drilled to right field. Forget about that one. That was just absolutely smoked, and that was Rutschman with a home run, and I think that might just be enough for Emerson Hancock. Yeah, as soon as I talk about basketball, he hits a home run. He was basically saying, hey, pay attention to baseball, and now we have a 1-1 game, and this ball game just became brand new in an instant.
And this is all on the offense. Povich has not been good this year. Emerson Hancock was fine today. That should be good enough to get a W. And the offense, again, has been just atrocious. It's really feeling like 2024, where it just takes every ounce of energy for them to do anything. It's frustrating because these are not pitchers that should be dominating them like this. I'm not trying to take away from their performances if there's Orioles fans in here at all, but Sagano and Povich should not be doing this to you. I mean, I'm not saying you have to score 10 runs off them in 4 innings, but you should be getting at least 2 or 3.
And that is going to be it for Emerson Hancock. I guess that Dan Wilson has seen enough. Now, I would do the immaculate grid, but that might not be fair because I think the commercial breaks are usually shorter on bullpens than the inning rotation. So we'll delay that. But yeah, you're right. I mean, the thing is, like, I was more concerned about the blown save by Munoz. Friday, at first on Friday, I was like, it was only a matter of time. But then once it went to Sunday, I switched the I'm concerned to the Friday game because Sunday, it was just really a lot to ask for Munoz on a 1-run game to get a save.
Yeah, Friday was the worst performance. I'm kind of with you. It's like, hey, it happens. Sunday just seemed like a perfect, but again, it's the offense, right? Like if you put up more runs, and I know like you're not going to win every game by 20 runs and stuff like that, but you know, it's to me, it just a lot of this recently falls on the offense. Let's see if they can. It's still 1-1, still plenty of time. By the way, have you been seeing the A's? They've lost 19 out of 20.
19 of 20. Oh my gosh. And I rated that team as the undervalued team to win the division. Now they may have just sealed their own fate.
They looked fun. They looked like, I didn't think they'd win it, but they looked like a an interesting team that was going to be feisty, and now they're like second worst, third worst record in baseball behind Chicago and Colorado.
I wonder if the complaints of Sacramento is really getting to them, but I don't think the baseball stadium should be the excuse. It's like you just go out there and play baseball.
Yeah. I mean, it probably doesn't help, but I think it's beyond that. You know what I mean? So I'm with you.
Maybe a lot of relocation distraction. I don't know. Like, I just don't know what's going on with that team. And plus, it doesn't help that I don't even pay attention to them. But now we got Gabe Spire. He is by far having his best season of his career. He has a 2.01 ERA in 25 games and 22 innings. And now here's the pitch. And that is going to be in there for a strike. And now we're at 0-1. Gunnar Henderson, the best player on the team, but against lefties, he is absolutely atrocious. And I can see why Dan Wilson brought him in so he can go up against it. This is clearly a matchup thing.
This is one of those teams where you'd love to have that second lefty in the bullpen against with Baltimore. Because, I mean, they are atrocious versus lefties when they're showing that WRC plus stat. But they're great against righties.
So much for me saying I don't care about lefty righties. And some say I do.
I mean, it gets overblown. I think it definitely gets to a point where we focus on it too much. But there's definitely some areas where it like, I'll let you finish the inning here. But, we just
finished the inning. It was a strikeout by Spire. And now it's game time. And the timer is commercial break. And go.
Is it me?
I'll let you go right.
Okay.
Yep, it's you.
Oh, gosh. Guardians. Pirates, so tough at the minute. Marlins, oh my gosh, Marlins. Was it played first base minimum one game? Okay, Cleveland minimum one game. Carlos Santana for the first base. No. Oh, actually for Pirates too. Yeah, Carlos Santana.
All right, Carlos Santana. Ooh, 33, but with the time constraint, yeah.
For played first game, first base for Cleveland, Ryan Garco.
Ryan Garco.
Marlins played first base one game. Mike Jacobs.
Man, you actually might have an advantage on this.
What's the bottom one? Good. 300 career home runs?
Yeah.
Richie Sexton? Did he hit 300? I don't think he hit 300. Oh, he
very
did.
Obscure.
Blue Jays, Guardians. Gosh, I have no idea. 300 career home runs, Blue Jays, Carlos Delgado.
Carlos Delgado.
300 career home runs, Pirates. Barry Bonds. Marlins and Pirates. This is so hard. I don't know.
Time's up.
Okay.
You got 379.
Yeah, that's so hard when the timer's going. And I'll guarantee I'll be like, now I'm going to think of a bunch. But man, that Marlins Pirates, that's a tough one.
For Pirates and 300, I would have picked Willie Stargell. Exactly, never heard of him. Oh, you knew him.
No, I did. So I was talking to somebody over here.
And now we got Ben Williamson, and that's going to be a foul ball. So going back to that whole Angel Reese joke. So she's known to get a lot of rebounds, but it's because she misses a lot of shots.
Yeah.
Something like sometimes Dennis Rodman would do that once in a while. Like he's on a fast break. He goes, oh, let's get like 10 rebounds. And then he turns the ball over.
Yeah, I've seen the highlights where it's just grabbing misses and stuff like that. So yeah, not super impressive.
1-1. Don't say that to her face, and that's gonna be a 2-1 count.
I won't.
She's actually on my fantasy basketball team along with Caitlin Clark, and yeah, my field goal percentage would absolutely be tanked.
But she does get the rebound, so probably does help.
Yeah, it gets me the points, and that's going to be 2-2. So, in a fantasy perspective, she's actually a good player.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're at 2-2. Would you trade Harry Ford and Montez for Bo Bichette? Ooh,
no,
that's a tough one. 2-2.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that.
Especially for a 1-year rental, I don't think you can do that. Knowing with John Stanton's stature, no.
Oh, is Bichette a free? Yeah, not if Bichette's a rental. And he was
If-
bad last year. He's been much better this year, but not for those two. No.
And now 3-2, and now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. I don't know if we have to really give up that much. And speak of trading possibilities, now Eugenio Suarez's name has been popped up. Your friend Mariner, sir, has been bringing that to the conversation. And I don't think it's going to cost Harry Ford and Montez.
No.
I think it'll be more like a Rosarena type trade.
Yeah, I agree. Especially because I think he's a free agent at the end of the year, isn't he?
Yeah,
So
I'm willing to, if it takes that, I'm willing to 1 year rental him.
Same. There's nobody out there that's a more perfect fit for the Mariners right now, in my opinion. I mean, maybe there is, but Gino makes so much sense.
You know, another reason why he makes sense is because of this.
All right, guys, goodbyes only. Don't forget it.
Stop it.
Thank
That team desperately needs the good vibes only. And I used to make fun of him for that. It's like, I was the guy that goes all vibes matter. And now they're 3-2. But now it's like, I didn't realize how much it really affected. Like, there was that moment where Julio Rodriguez was throwing a tantrum in front of Angel fans when he got thrown out at second base. And then Suarez like calmed him down. And then Julio went, that's where he like exploded after that for the rest of October.
And he's still a good player. And I saw Kevin's comment there. Yeah, Gino and Naylor. If you could do something to get Josh
there goes
Naylor too.
That just hit by pitch to Ben Williamson. But hey, at this point, it's offense. Someone gets on base. I hate to say it. I know those 90-something mile an hour fastball hurts, but when an opportunity's there, you don't want to endorse it. But I mean, I've said it too. It's like there are times I have screamed when I was in my college days, going, "Take one for the team," and everyone looks at me like, "It's not like career ending."
Yeah, exactly. Something that's.
Now we're at 1-0 for JP Crawford. Now we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. And it's going to be low for a ball. 2-0. And before we get to the next inning, I'm definitely going to go over I think I kind of like my next one. And now we're at 2-0 for JP. And now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. 3-0. I like this one so far. And it's good to see that JP Crawford's batting .279. I really do think that pressure of like the Cole Youngs and Cole Emerson is finally getting to him. That's why he's trying to play a lot better. And his contract is getting close to its end too for next year. He'll be a throwback to first and nearly got Ben Williamson.
That was close. That was closer than it should have been. I can bet 3-0 pay. Oh my gosh, they would have gotten picked off there with JP up 3-0. That would have been a disaster.
That would have been. Oh, and look at JP Crawford. He had to play a little bit of a juggle with the baseball with that bat. Now we're at 3-0. And now the pitch. Up high for ball 4. Take your base. Here. Now we got runners on first and second, and this is for the dumper and Cal Raleigh. If this is the time to really show how much that you are worth to be a potential starter as a catcher for the All-Star game, this is the absolute moment.
No excuses here. First and second. Of course, my MLB.TV just glitched. That's always nice.
How busy do you think the trade deadline will be? I would think that for Jerry Dipoto, he's gonna have to be busy because he's on a 1-year contract right now. So, yeah, if I were the Mariners, you got to be busy because there are attractive players. Baltimore might be selling because they just fired their manager. Maybe, I mean, Colorado has nobody to sell.
That's what about the problem with the Rockies?
What about the Diamondbacks? They're in trouble.
That's the teams you need to look at. The D-backs that are like in the race but not in the race. Those are the teams to be.
Those are the teams to pay attention to.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit of Boston. Boston might have some players that might catch your attention by Rafael Devers or Tristan Cassis. And now we're at Cal Raleigh. Now the pitch. And that is going to be in there for a strike. Like I think there are teams that might be shopping Luis Robert Jr. for Chicago. Does anyone think that Luis Robert Jr. wants to be there for the rest of his life? No.
The problem is, though, he kind of stinks. That's part of the
Yeah.
problem too with some of these teams. It's like you said with the Rockies. Who do you want? Not really anybody there. So
Braves can sell Jared Kelenic for cheap. You have an iPhone, I can tell.
That's my wife's.
Cal Raleigh the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep left field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. That should score in the run. Here comes Ben Williamson to throw to second to Cal Raleigh, and he's out. Cal Raleigh really tried for it, but he did get in that run. So that's going to be a 2-1 lead for the Mariners. You have J.P. Crawford at third, so you still have Julio that can drive in that run with one out, no double play. So you still got to give it to Cal Raleigh. He did it, but he got a little bit greedy because thought he had it.
This is just kind of, and great job by Cal. We'll take it. Mariners take the lead. That's huge. This is just kind of a little bit of the rut the teams, even when they score, it's like, man, if Cal just stay at first there, you have first and third, nobody out, you have a chance for a big inning here. Even a double play makes it 3-1. Now you got an out runner at third. If Julio pops up, they can get out of it 2-1. So it's like, even when they're doing good right now, they're still kind of like messing it up. I'm not complaining. Like we'll take the double or the single, I guess. No. I mean, like, I never want to come like, oh, well, so we just took the lead. Ugh. But like, guys, come on. Like, man, even when they're doing good, they're doing like annoying things. Whereas like in April, it was just in April, Cal's safe on that. You know what I mean? And then Julio gets a base hit. It's 4-1. Right now, they're just fighting it at every turn. Even when they do something well, they mess up.
Yeah. And you like the aggressiveness, but you're at a point where your offense is you're just struggling.
Hey, I do have to actually get running. I got to pick up my kids at something at their church. I apologize, but they just messaged me that I've got to go get them. So,
you know what? I will do the immaculate grid myself, and I'll text you the picture. And I have all these guys to hold me accountable. Like I have William, I have Kevin. If they know I'm cheating, they will let you know on your.
There's video evidence. There's video evidence. Appreciate you having me on. Thank you, and hopefully they pull this out.
Let's pull it out.
All right, have a good one.
Yeah, you too. And that is Jay Trident Podcast. Go to his channel and subscribe to it because he needs all the help that he can get. Not that I don't believe in him. It's just that anything helps at this point. What do you think about picking up Lamont Wade Jr. after you got DFA'd? Why not at this point, right? And we are back from the break. As Mariners just scored, they went to the bullpen. And after this inning, I will do the immaculate grid myself and see if I can beat Jay Trident Podcast. Cade Povich. Mariners really had an opportunity to get to him, but manager was smart enough to take him out because he wasn't looking too good. So I don't know. Now that you go into the bullpen, that's where things change. Now we got Julio Rodriguez, and I'm actually recommending maybe he goes for that suicide squeeze. This is Cano, the pitcher. Now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that is not going to score the run. Throw the plate, and that is going to be out, and J.P. Crawford is down. Wonder if he's hurt or he's just in disbelief. He's just smiling, and J.P., get your butt up and go to the dugout. And there's some conversations going on with the umpire. And I wonder what it's about. I mean, he was clearly out. It was like he was like out by a mile. But now I think they're wondering if he missed the tag possibly. He might have been safe. But he was initially called out. But why is Baltimore challenging the call? He might have been safe. That's possible. It looks like he might be safe. It is close. Possibly missed the tag. So I guess JP Crawford initially was safe. The umpire may have second guessed it, but Baltimore challenged the call. And now we got Randy Arozarena. Now we got 2 outs already. Now the throw to first. And it's not in time. And Mariners are only holding on to a 2-1 lead. So it is still very dangerous. And if you, in case you missed it, Laz Montez just hit a 2-run home run. And now the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. I'm going to say Randy Johnson. Another 1-0. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 1. And now we're at 1-1. And now he takes off. Now the throw to second. And he's safe. Julio Rodriguez gets a stolen base. Now we're at 2 outs. And now isn't that not a balk? That should absolutely be a balk. I'm thinking of a goal setting. If you can get me, and that's a strike, 2-2. If you guys can get me 10 super chats by the end of this game, and it can be regardless of what it is, I don't know what I would do. As we're at 2-2 for Randy Arozarena. And now the pitch. And strike 3 called, and I knew it. And that is going to retire the side. And he just stands there, I agree. But now we're going to do the immaculate grid. And once it's commercial break, I will end it. All right, here it is. Commercial break gonna start right now. Gonna say Gary Sheffield on this one. And then A's and Yankees, I'm gonna say Scott Brocious. Tigers and Yankees, Cecil Fielder. Braves and Cubs, Kenny Lofton. Believe it or not, that actually happened. Tigers and Cubs, I don't know. A's and Cubs, I actually don't know. Atlanta and Giants, don't know. Giants, oh wow, this is tough. Oh, I'll do Barry Zito. 36%. Yep, that hurts. That might kill me. And now we got A's and Cubs. Matthew Boyd. I'm going to go with Matthew Boyd. Oh, I got Matthew Boyd in there. And then Giants and Tigers. Justin Verlander. I don't care at this point. 45%. I'm going to get wrecked. And then Atlanta and San Francisco. Do I even know anyone with that combination? No. A's and Cubs. Do I know that combination? I don't. I mean, is commercial still going on? Oh, commercial. Whoa, commercial is just way over. I'm going to have to say, I think I'm going to lose this one. I got 297, but the commercial break ended and it's already at 2-2. I'm going to give it to Jay Trident Podcast. I got glitched. All right, he wins. I'll tell him. I'll let him know. You still win. However, my streaming glitched, and by the time I got it back on, it was a 1-2 count. Your call. So I would give it to you again. Now we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. You like the run on contact plays? Very risky. If Crawford got his foot down, it would have worked. Yeah. I did. I was all about that hit and run, but it did not work. And swing and a miss, by the way. And Gabe Spire's on fire. Now here is Urias. Now the pitch. And that is going to be a strike. I guess I will say, if you guys can get me 10 super chats, regardless of how much it is, I will give you, as we got, I'm trying to figure out what I want to give away. Would I want to give away my Randy Arozarena bobblehead, which I just got? You know what? I'll just give you my Randy Arozarena bobblehead. I will give away a Randy Arozarena bobblehead. And if you would like, and if you do win, you got to contact me in some way. And Jay Trident Podcast does give it to me. So he gets it. The pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. All right. I'm going to start the goal right now. The goal has been created. If you can get me 10 of those, 10 super chats by the end of the night, the pitch, I will give away a Randy Arozarena bobblehead. That's the goal. And we got to walk. I'll show it to you. I have yet to open it too. That's the bobblehead that I will happily give away. Now here's Colton Cowser up to the plate. And now the pitch. Inside for a ball. And now it's 0-1. And now we are looking at the 1-0 pitch. And that, oh, fouled off the foot by Cowser. And I hope he's okay. Now we're at 1-1 for Cowser. And the pitch. And that is going to be strike 2. 1-2. Now we're at 1-2. And the pitch. Low for a ball. That is 2-2. Cowser's working on a 2-2 count. Two. And strike 3 called, and that is going to be 2 outs, and that is the third strikeout by Gabe Spire. This is definitely going to be his last inning. But once again, if you guys can cover the goal, get me to 10 super chats by the end of the night, I will give away a Randy Arozarena bobblehead. Oh, looks like they're pulling. I don't know about this. I don't like these bullpen changes that Dan Wilson keeps doing. I disagree with it. But anyways, I'm going to go take a commercial leak.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We are proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
Plus current eligible GMC owners get an additional $3,000 purchase allowance.
Woo! I am back, and commercial break still seems to be going off, and we are back from the break. And now the pitch, and that is inside for a ball. Just watch Harry Ford have 11 pitch at bat with a nice base hit. Can we just call him up already and kick Mitch Garver to the can? Yeah. The pitch. Oh, inside, that nearly got him. And for so much of this whole obsession of matchups, I did not agree with this at all. I wouldn't have done this. That's just me. Now we're at 2-0. And the pitch. And that's going to be outside for ball 3. Maybe you should have kept Gabe Spire in there. I did not agree with the move to begin with. Now we're at 3-0 for Kobe Mayo. And now the pitch. Low for a ball. Full on 4 pitches, too. And are you sure bringing out Gabe Spire was such a good idea? I didn't think it was a good idea. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. Now we're at 0-1. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So, yeah, you could have left Gabe Spire against lefties, too. So why'd you even pull him out? For what? For nothing. Now we're at 0-2. And the pitch. And now here's a liner to right field, and that is going to drop in for a base hit. That's going to score in a run. Probably going to score in another run as well. And now the Orioles have now taken a 3-2 lead. And I'm going to say it. I said it before the change. Dan Wilson pulling out Gabe Spire may have cost the rest of this game. And any other manager, if your name is not Dan Wilson, moves like that is what gets you fired. I said it was a horrible idea to begin with, and it's a horrible idea even also after the fact. Like, I was against pulling Gabe Spire. It made no sense. Like, Dan Wilson, this is like Scott Service. It's almost like Scott Service didn't even leave. And I knew that was going to be a fair ball. That looked too good to be true, to be a foul ball. And now we got Carlson. Now there's the 0-1. And that is going to be a strike. Strike 2. Like, you're gonna put in Gabe Spire on a very high leverage situation. I'm sorry, Carlos Vargas on a very high leverage situation. Like, it was a horrible idea to begin with. In the pitch. And yeah, you're not going to frame that one, and that's going to be ball 1. Now we're at 1-2 for Carlson. And now the pitch. Outside for a ball. Ball 2. Yeah, that's the thing. The idea that Baltimore has been scoring on 2 outs is just absolutely insane. And now the 2-2. Low for a ball. 3-2. Now this gets very, very dangerous. Now I'm really curious to see how the pitching does with 2 outs. And now the 3-2. Now here's a ground ball, and that probably will get it done, and that is going to be in time. And that's going to retire the side. But unfortunately, that means Mariners are now trailing, and now it's time to take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so let's root for the Mariners. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Oh, say we gotta go. Yeah. Louie. Oh, man, we gotta go. A fine little girl, she waiting for me. Catch a ship across the sea. The ship all alone. We never think. Yeah, I'm done. All right, Kevin Kirby, not even mad at Dan. You can't walk on garbage hitters. And I agree with Jay. Cal needs to stay on first. Well, we all know that. That's common knowledge at this point, but you can't do it on Carlos Vargas. If you did it with Matt Brash, then fine. But Carlos Vargas out of all? I know. Joe Madden's available. How about that? Forget about Brandon Hyde. What about Joe Madden? It's pretty ironic. And now it's Mitch Garver up to the plate, and he's 0-2 right now, so don't expect any kind of hits from him. I can tell you that. Here's Dominguez on the mound. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss. And that is strike one on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Now we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. Low for a ball.
His last outing, he threw a scoreless inning. Had one walk and one strikeout. During his fourth hold against the Chicago White Sox.
Now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. I mean, I don't think Dan Wilson's the guy anymore. I just don't. Now we're at 2-1. And the pitch. And that's going to be strike two for Mitch Garver. And now we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Henderson. Throw to first. And that's going to be in time. And now we've got one out. Jorge Polanco is now going to be the batter because of matchups. He's pinch hitting for Dylan Moore. So that means who's going to be at right field after this? Do I even, is there even anyone that's going to, who's going to go to right field then? Who's on the bench right now? I got to check this out. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Like, let's see who is even available. I guess it's Miles Mastrobuoni is going to be taking over. And now we're at 1-0. And that is going to be a strike. You know what? If the Mariners go on a 10-game losing streaks, okay. That's an idea. Now we're at 1-1 for Polanco. Now the pitch. And that is going to be strike two. Why are you even swinging at that? Now Polanco's just not letting the game come to him anymore. Home run leaders, Cal Raleigh with 23. And now we're at 1-2 for Polanco. And now at 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. It's not even so much that Polanco's just struggling or anything. That was just a bad swing to begin with. And now we got two outs already. I don't care about last night. And now Rowdy Tellez has taken over for Donovan Solano because of matchups, and we could really use a home run from him. And now the pitch. Low for a ball. Now we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike.
Split finger right there.
Now we're at 1-1. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that's going to be strike two. Rowdy Tellez is now working on a 1-2. Strikeout seems to be intimate, especially to a 5 ERA guy. And now here's the 1-2. And why are you swinging at the dirt? What the hell are you doing? I'm not going to say anymore. I'm just going to... Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing press.
Most people who have lived through an opioid overdose have something in common. They didn't do it alone. Someone was there when they OD'd. Someone had naloxone. Someone. If you use opioids like fentanyl, know who your someone is. Use it with them when you can. Have naloxone with you. And make sure your someone is ready to help you if you need it. Just like you would for them.
And now we are back from the break.
The eighth inning, middle game of the series, tonight, Muckleshoot Casino Resort Pin Report.
Matt Brash. Oh, the guy you should have put on last inning. What are you doing, Dan Wilson? Not good. And now Matt Brash is now the pitch. And that is a strike on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Matt Brash should have been used at least instead of Carlos Vargas, especially in the top of the eighth, the pitch. That's going to be a swing and a foul ball, strike two. Now we're at 0-2. Now we're at 0-2, the pitch. And that was a pitch up, and that is going to be 1-2. I wonder what that was all about. And now the pitch. Low for a ball, 2-2. And now we're at 2-2. And the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. Mariners better find a way to rally in the ninth. Yeah, losing to the Orioles in a series like that would be embarrassing. The thing is, Dan is not going to get fired. We still have a good record and are tied for first place. Although it might be the right decision. I don't see unless we call it collapse. And now here's a fly ball to left field. And Arozarena is going to be there and he makes the catch. And that is going to be an out right there for the Mariners. Mariners post-game show. No thanks. One out, top of the eighth inning. And now we got Adley Rutschman, who hit the home run last time. Maybe I should make a video criticizing Dan Wilson that he mismanaged the bullpen. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Batting .215 with 6 home runs and 16 RBIs for Rutschman. And now the pitch. Going to be a ground ball foul. Gets right through Rowdy Tellez, but it's a foul ball anyway. Matt Brash actually did back-to-back games, huh? Now we're at 0-2 for Rutschman. And the pitch. Inside for a ball, and that's going to be 1-2. And the pitch. And that's going to be a ball again. Or just a ball, 1-2.
I would say that's probably a no because it's a day game as well. That's a good point.
Now we're at 2-2. The pitch. Now here's a fly ball to left field, and that is going to be a foul ball. Mariners get lucky on that one.
Same story with Jake Spire. Haven't used Munoz.
Now we're at 2-2. And the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to center field, and Julio should be there. And he makes the catch, and that is going to be 2 outs. Matt Brash having a solid inning so far.
And the other part of it, too, you are using Brash to get to the top of the order. Going through Holiday, Rutschman, and Henderson. If anybody reaches O'Hearn.
Now we're at Gunnar Henderson. And now the pitch. That's going to be a foul ball, strike 1.
One on Henderson. He struck out 3 times.
And now the pitch. And that is going to be a strike 2. One more strike away, and we can get to the next inning. And the 0-2. Now here's a liner to left field, and Randy Rosarena makes the catch. And that is going to retire the side, but the Mariners are now down to their final 6 outs. They are critically running out of time. Next is going to be Cole Young, Ben Williamson, and J.P. Crawford. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RooftopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands.
And we are back from the break.
Orioles by the run. Moving to the bottom of the 8th inning.
And now I think we got a new pitcher. That's going to be Soto. Soto's a 4.58 ERA, so still a chance for the Mariners to make a comeback.
In his last game against the Chicago White Sox, that's on the 1st of June. Gave up 1 run. 1 hit.
Got Soto. And it's going to go against Cole Young, the rookie. But he has struggled Very much. He's really got to get it going because he's only he's batting 083 right now. Only 1 RBI. And the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. And now the 1-1. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Or is it? We're at 1-2. And a pitch. Way outside, and that is strike 3. And now Cole Young continues to struggle. Might be playing worse than Jared Kelnick from 2021 when he initially started. Young really chased for it. And the pitch. And that is going to be a strike to Ben Williamson. Ben Williamson, another prospect who was also struggling. Batting 245, though. 1 home run and 13 RBIs. He got hit by the pitch, but he scored. Not so good bullpen. The pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball already on strike 2. Got J.P. Crawford on deck.
Doesn't seem like a real fun left on left. He kind of comes from the second base positions angle, right? So if you're facing, you got to really look over your front shoulder to pick up that release point.
Now we're at 0-2. And the pitch. It's going to be a ground ball foul.
Williamson had a great at-bat in his last chance, working I think he saw 9 pitches before getting hit by a pitch. He did.
And the 0-2. And that's going to be low for a ball. Yeah, if they don't score off Soto, it's over. Cole Young, he's not ready. But he was on fire in Tacoma, so when can you say he's ready or not? Now we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. It's going to be outside for a ball. 2-2 for Ben Williamson. Now we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. It's going to be a foul ball. Why'd you even chase for it? It was way outside. Now we're at 2-2. Two and two for Ben Williamson. And the pitch. And that's going to be strike 3 called, and that's going to be 2 outs. Mariners are now just 4 outs away. You got some cool Star Wars stuff. Like what? If it's a bunch of Disney stuff, I don't care. Don't even bother. If Cole Young isn't ready, then Ford isn't ready either because he will be practically doing the same exact thing. Yeah. More like 1 out away. Yeah, you're right. It's true. Especially if they put in their closer, though. They got to tie this game. And now the pitch. Now here's a fly. Son of a you-know-what. A foul ball again. That's like the second time. They are now 0 for 2 when the Mariners hit a foul ball that could be a home run and they miss it. JP at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Andrew Kettridge will be the pitcher in the bullpen. You kind of wonder how he is. And now the pitch. Outside for a ball. Andrew Kittredge is actually out of Spokane. And in terms of his ERA, he's a 1.93 ERA. So you got to watch out for that. And Kittredge has no saves, but he's still good. And now the 2-1. What are you doing, Crawford? That literally hit the dirt. Are you serious? I'm waiting for it. Once Colt Emerson takes this bum's job, he's going to pull the victim card left and right. And all I'm going to say is, you're just bad. And we're at 2-2 for JP. And now the pitch. Ooh, and that's going to be 3-2. And that could have been a walk. No, I'm waiting for JP Crawford. I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to pull the victim card once Colt Emerson takes his job, or Feline Celestine takes his job. As now we're at 3-2 for Crawford. And the 3-2. And ball 4, take your base. And now this gets very interesting. Could Cal Raleigh, could this be the situation? Could this be the opportunity where Cal Raleigh hits a home run to put the Mariners up, to put Munoz in position to pitch? And if I were Munoz, I would get him warmed up in the bullpen right now. And the catcher, he's going to have a little chatter with Cano. His name's not Cano, someone else. It's going to be Soto. And he's going to say, hey, man, just relax. They're obsessed with Andor because it's the only thing that has not gone with the Disney agenda. Andor is like, when you set the bar really low, when Disney, and there goes my Super Bowl, which is right here. When you set the standard extremely low because of what the 3 episodes did, 7, 8, 9, it does set that low standard. So when something is not a total dumpster fire, it's considered godly made. And the fact that they're fan servicing about the TIE Avenger. That's just what I see. Cal really has to hit the home run. No doubt about it. And now, here it is. Go ahead, runner at the plate. And now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. Kathleen Kennedy, J.J. Abrams, Rian Johnson, they're all bad. Lawrence Cadeson, all bad. That's all I'm going to say. Now we're 1-0. It's going to be a foul ball. He had to swing at that one. It's really hard to expect a home run out of Cal Raleigh in this situation. And I wonder how my fantasy baseball team is doing right now. Now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. Outside for a ball. I'm actually competitive in my fantasy baseball league right now. Let's see how I'm doing for basketball. Nothing happened. And now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. Outside for a ball, 3-1. If Cal hits a home run, Dan Wilson is smart. That would bring Bizzardo and give the lead right back. That could happen. Now we're at 3-1 for Cal Raleigh. Julio is due up next, but you can't really trust him either. But if it's ball 4, it's ball 4. You don't really have a choice. Wonder if Cal Raleigh is feeling the green light on this one. Yeah, it's a 3-1, but he has a comfortable pitch count on him. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. He felt it. And now it's 3-2, and J.P. Crawford can take off. And as he should. He did reach off of it, though, but it felt like a pitch that the umpire could have called strike 3 anyway. We're at 3-2 right now. I find it funny that the fan base is why. Elaborate on that. And now we're at 3-2. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is going to retire the side. And Cal Raleigh struck out on a breaking pitch to a guy with a 4.7 something ERA. I just can't.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We are proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
Well, the fan base before the sale were butthurt with Lucas and how the prequel's along. Lucas did not just randomly one day, let's sell my company. It must have been the wear and tear and the pressure. I guess Disney, Star Wars fans will take that to the grave. And that's the thing. For the ones that hated the prequels, and I was, it's not like I love the prequels. Well, now it's easy to love the prequels now. I mean, Phantom Menace was actually way ahead of its time. And here's the thing, like deep down, as much as we didn't like the prequels back then, here's the thing. It was still watchable Star Wars. It still was. It's just that, I don't know. George Lucas tried everything he could to fight against. He tried everything he could to fight against corporatism. And now look what happened. Casey Legumina is now is coming out of the bullpen. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, and that is strike 1. They can sweep San Diego, but can't beat the O's. Sounds about right. Mariners are in a very dire situation. Now the pitch. Now here's a liner to center field, and Julio's going to catch that. And that's going to be 1 out. That's going to be a ball.
Able to keep it close in the 8th. He retired at the top of the side in order.
And a swing and a miss, strike 2. Also, in less than 24 hours, the NBA Finals will begin, but unfortunately, it's going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder. And although they have some of the most likable players on their team, it's just that it still hurts Seattle to this day. Now we're at 1-2, and now the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. And that's going to be 1-2. I was originally going to do the NBA Finals game, but because of don't quit your day job situations, I'm not going to be able to do the NBA Finals. And now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. So yep, I'm gonna have to delete the NBA Finals game. But I'm looking to do South Korea versus Iraq tomorrow. Now we're at 3-2, and now the pitch outside for a ball 4, and this could be another long inning. Reese Beast, you hope the Thunder can win? Enlighten me. Where do you see the benefits of this? Reese Beast, I want to know. Why? Why do you want the Thunder to win? Is it like some kind of incentives to get Adam Silver? Like, okay, here's what it is. If Oklahoma wins it all, does it get Sonics fans so then cheer for the Pacers? I thought you had something more. How are you an OKC fan? I want to know about this. 0-2. Okay, Reese Beats, I want to know. Like, enlighten me. Tell me everything. Tell me why you're in Oklahoma City. What's the origin story? Are you a Seattle guy? Like, what is this? I want to know. I'm curious. Now you got me triggered, man. Now we're at 0-2, and now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit. And the runner's going to go to third base. And now we got runners on first and third in scoring position. And this is getting very, very dangerous. No, but Reese Beast, how are you an Oklahoma City fan? Like, okay, are you I'm curious. Just tell me. I'm not gonna block or anything. I just want to know. Your grandma was a fan. Was your grandma from Oklahoma City too? If it's a family matter thing, then it's like I can't blame you for that. If your family has heavy ties with Oklahoma, I totally get it. That Star Wars stuff is, but they're not neat, such as mini lightsabers. The Star Wars stuff is garbage now. But yeah, Phantom Menace was ahead of the time because of the whole political landscape. Episode 2 was just a bit slow pace, but then it got good at the very end. And then episode 3 was just good. Now here's a ground ball, could be double play ball to Crawford, and a first double play. Okay, Reese Beast, I got you there. All right, respect. You're doing it for grandma. That's good. That's real good. You know, the funny thing, too, is I can technically be a Sacramento Kings fan because my grandmother is from Sacramento. So I guess I'm also a Kings fan as my backup team. It used to be the Cleveland Cavaliers when LeBron James was there because Bandwagon fan made it easy after the Sonics left.
To hit you out of nowhere. So get all safe, save money, and be protected from mayhem like me.
All right, I get it. I thought you were being like, here's the thing, and I want you guys to answer this. Do you think Oklahoma winning the NBA Finals, could that help get the Sonics back? Because let's say Oklahoma wins. Does that get so many Sonics fans upset? It breaks the internet. And does it get to a point where the NBA may feel the pressure from NBA fans and they might feel our pain? Does that expedite the expansion process? Josh doesn't think so. I'm going to go around and ask other people and see what they think about that. Episode 2 suffered from bad Lucas writing, such as I hate sand. It's coarse, it's rough, it gets everywhere. But here, it feels really good. And I'm going to kiss you, Padme. And they do it. They kiss. And Padme goes, no, I shouldn't have done that. Here's the other thing, too. Knowing that Anakin and Padme didn't even agree with each other on political landscapes, and Palpatine did not agree with Padme on things, why would Anakin even bother to think that Padme was going to be saved by Palpatine, knowing that their political landscapes were a lot different? Like, Padme seemed to be was a lot more liberal. Oh, by the way, we're in the bottom of the 9th inning. And Bautista is out there. Great. Yeah. we're screwed. And now here's the pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball. But yeah, Palpatine was a much more conservative, and Padme was much more liberal. Anakin was obviously conservative. But how could you trust Palpatine, who thinks differently, to save Padme? You know that was never going to happen. Now the 0-1-0, and that's going to be a strike. So yeah, Vader, what were you thinking? And now, granted, the Jedi was pretty much garbage too, so don't get me wrong about that. And now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. Low for a ball, and that bounced off, and that may have gotten all the way to the... Nope. Hit the net. Anakin was a child when they started flirting. You're a funny little boy. And then somehow they disconnected for 10 years. But to be fair, Padme was 14, and Anakin was 10. Now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and that's not going to go anywhere. And he makes the catch. That's Jackson Holiday. And now we got 2 outs to go until this game is over. Bautista may have lost 3 miles of velocity, but it doesn't really matter because Mariners can't hit for squat. They couldn't even hit off of these 5 ERA guys. Why does Julio think this is fun? It shouldn't be fun. This isn't funny at all. And now here is a Rosarena who hit the sacrifice fly. And now here's the pitch. And now here's a ground ball, and that's not going to get anything done. But oh, he bobbles the ball, and now we got winning run at the plate and a Rosarena at first base. But the problem is Leody Taveras, but he may have a clutch factor. You never know. So don't give up on it quite yet. Yeah, it was a hard chopper, and Gunnar Henderson just failed to make the play. The day Qui-Gon was killed was when back tanks were invented, and that's why basically no one else dies to the chest. Okay, and now here is Mitch Garver. And now the pitch. Up high for... Oh, Mitch Garver is still up. I didn't pay attention. Oh, no. At that point, I would have just rather put in Master Boney. Now we're at 1-0. And now it's nothing. Yeah, Steele second. What do you... Yeah, I agree, Sleepy. And also, William may have said that we're at $50. But if you guys can get me to $100, that'd be great. Or 51, I don't care. Now we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball, 2-0. And I would imagine if Mitch Garver walks, yeah, he did it against Atlanta last year, and I actually covered that game as well. Now we're at 2-0. And the 2-0. What are you doing? What was that? What was that? Why are you swinging when it's clearly a ball? It was literally a straight arrow. It's not even your hot zone, and you still swung at it. And the throw to first. And it's not in time. Like, look at that. Like, why are you swinging at such really bad pitches? Which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And now we're looking at 2-1. And now the pitch. And ball. That could have been ball 4. And yeah, you're right. Randy really does need to steal now. And if I were Randy Arozarena, I would just steal right now. Polanco is not going to be up bat because he got pinch hit for... He got pinched. He got put in because of the right field. Because he took over for Dylan Moore. Now we're at 3-1. And now the 3-1 pitch. Ball 4, take your base. And now that is putting the winning run at first base. We got Leody Taveras. Let's see what he can do as we have a 3-2 count. And I am not even going to look at the feed because the scoreboard is clearly ahead of my game. So I'm just not going to look at any of the screen at all. Leody Taveras, he's had some clutch moments, but he's batting .214. This series, he's 0 for 2.
Good speed with the Rosarena at second base. You're just looking for that base hit. Keep you in this ball game. Base hit can tie.
The base hit can tie this. That's all he needs for Leody Taveras. Batting .333 with runners in scoring position, so that could work. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And that is strike 1 for Leody Taveras. But can Leody Taveras rise to the occasion? Now we need him to. And now the 0-1 pitch. Low for a ball. That kind of nearly got away. That could have gotten a Rosarena the third. Had the catcher not got on top of that. Now we're at 1-1. And now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 2. What was that? That was a horrible swing by Taveras. And it was even on his cold zone, too. So it made absolutely no sense. Still very confused why that he even went for that kind of a swing. And now we're at 1-2. On deck, it's going to be Rowdy Tellez, unless it gets hit into a double play. As we're at 1-2. Pressure is on for Leody Taveras. Bautista is set. Checks the runner at second. Rosarena. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. 2-2 the count. Rowdy Tellez will be on deck. He will get an opportunity if Taveras does not hit into a double play. And now we're at 2-2 on Taveras. Checks the runner at second. And the 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and that's going to move nobody. Infield fly rule. And Holiday makes the catch. And that is going to be the down to the final out the Mariners are. It's going to be Rowdy Tellez. And I don't know if I don't know if the Burger King man's going to have it. He struck out in the 7th inning. He's had some clutch moments, but those were moments when the Mariners were already winning. So I don't think Rowdy Tellez has delivered when the Mariners are actually losing. So this is actually pretty new. And with runners in scoring position, he bats .250 with 8 RBIs. With 2 outs, only 8 RBIs, excuse me. But with one big swing of the bat, this game is tied, or the Mariners can actually win this game, which is also very possible. Miles Mastroboni at first base in case Tellez makes a big hit. Randy Rosarena at second base. Happened off of an accident single. And now the pitch. And a big swing and a miss, and that is going to be strike 1. He's really trying to go for it. Mariners are on the verge of losing the series. If they lose this game, they will lose the series. And they have been on huge amount of skidding. And now here's the 0-1 for Tellez. Checks the runner again. And now here's the 0-1 pitch. And now here's a fly ball. Is that going to be enough? Going to marine layer, rapage, game's over. And now because of that, Mariner fans, Mariners media, and Luke Arkins, or whatever his name is, they're going to be crying for, bring in the fences, and the ball game is over. It looked promising at very first. The Mariners actually do lose this series, and I would stay on for a little bit longer, but I'm a little bit hungry and I want to go for a walk. And yeah, I can't believe what I just saw. Like, this game was not only lost because of bad offense, this game was lost because Dan Wilson made a critically bad decision to pull Gabe Spire for Carlos Vargas, and the rest was history. You couldn't have at least put in Matt Brash in that situation. Those baseballs are dropping like Sanders in the draft. Yep. You have Cade Povich. I know, Reese Beast. I know, it's absolutely embarrassing. You have to destroy that kind of guy. And the Mariners just absolutely lay an egg. Yeah, what is this team doing? They are absolutely showing no sense of urgency, and also bad decisions by Dan Wilson was made, which made absolutely no sense to do it. Yep, so looks like my viewers are dropping. I'm going to say that I won't be there for the game Thursday, obviously, because hashtag don't quit your day job. So I am not going to be there. So I'm not going to be there Thursday. But the Angels game, I will be there for sure. I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't make it, but I will be there for the Angels game on Friday. And I just want to say thank you for being on this show. William Cook, if you put in your $50, I thank you very much. You did. You said you did. Looks like it didn't show up at the moment, so I guess we'll find out within the next 24 hours if I did get my $50 or not, but I guess we'll find out. And everyone else, thank you for being on the show. Thank you, Reese Beast, for being here. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Sleepy. Thank you to everyone I can possibly think of. Kevin Kirby was on this show. Jay Trident Podcast was on the show. The Nightbot. Peggy Hill was there for a split second. So I'm going to end this stream, and that's going to do it. And I just want to say have a good night, and painfully saying go Mariners.